Alright, this is my Hampton Carriage 2 ceiling fan. For those who have never seen this fan, this is a fan I've had for a very long time. And for those who remember, this is actually the fan I used to have installed in my living room before I put up the code emergency and then the little profile. But yeah, this fan I pulled up because this is actually going to be this is the fan that there was a fan that I mentioned before saying that it's going to be the last fan that I floor test here before I move to the new place. And it's this exact one right here. Now there is another fan that I actually do want to test. I want to combine it with blades from another fan to see how it looks. It's I wanted to do that, but I feel like this is a better fan to record before I leave. Before I leave this place, that is, because I can do that one in the other place, but I'm gonna rather I want to just close out the floor testing videos here because I don't know if I'm gonna have enough time to do another one this week because we are packing already. I've already moved some of the fans to the new place already, so yeah. Now for those who don't know anything about this fan I got back in 2008, well February 2008 to be exact, and we put it up in the living room, which replaced the Hampton carousel actually, my bad. So I know my allergies are killing me today, but yeah, I really wanted to put this fan back together. I couldn't wait. Since last year, I actually thought, since late 2015, I actually wanted to test this on the floor, but I never got around to do it. So I wanted to do it this year in 2016. And since I'm moving, I figured, you know what? Out of all the fans I want to floor test before I move out, well, I would have this one be the last one that I floor test. Because this fan is very sentimental to me. I've had it for so many years, and it's actually one of the fans that really. It is one of the fans I really learned more about how fans work. When I started having issues, not mechanically, but just the way this house was built and stuff like that. It's just the ceiling's not leveled properly, so the way you see it now, it's actually centered pretty well. When I was installed, it'd be a little bit somewhat crooked like this. Not like this, but like this. And because of that, the motor would scrape against the motor housing sometimes, depending on if the motor was a bit loose from the motor housing. So because of that, we took it down, replaced it with the code emergency because, and also because it was just getting loose too much. I didn't want to have to take apart the whole entire fan because I would have to take off the switch housing, the blades, blade arms, motor housing, tying up the those bolts that hold the motor to the motor housing, and then put it all back together. And I just didn't want to keep doing that, so that's why I took it down. Aside from that, I feel like if the ceiling here was leveled, it wouldn't be doing that. But I just want to have something more vintage because I had to code it emergency, so I was just very interested in having something else up. But I actually do miss having this here, to be honest. It's just a fan that I've had in my living room for so many years. It is reversible to oak to rose. What I'm showing with the oak side right now, and also on the oak side is that there's a few of the blades that are losing coloration. Like this one's having a more yellowish greenish look to it. That one's just fine. It's pretty hard to see on camera, but if you see that one and that one, you can kind of tell. But yeah, the blades are a bit scratched up, a lot more than they were. That mark wasn't there. Neither was this. Also, yeah, the one time I took off the blades from this, soaked it. I soaked it pretty badly. So when I was cleaning off the blades, this is before I knew about that you can't really get the blades too wet. So they are a bit. There's some areas that are a bit bubbled in the tips of it. Yeah, that's a bit scratched up there. Yeah, there's a bit beat up right here too. Looks like a bird's crapped on it, but I know it's not that. Yeah, this is what happened was for those who don't remember, the fan closet is the extra shelf where when I did the fan closet video volume 2. There was the baseball fan, cord upstairs fan, the kitty can, that last shelf. That's where I used to have all the blades. Then one day they just collapsed because there was just too many of them in there. And yeah, this is one of the there was a few blades that got beat up, and this is one of them. But yeah, it's a very sentimental fan to me. Yeah, you can kind of tell like that one's more oak and that one's just coloration's fading on them. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, it's definitely one of my favorite fans in my collection. Even though it's a Hampton Bay and it's not the best quality fan, it is very special to me because this fan like was one of the fans I learned more about how fans work when I it was just like it's just like a very sentimental fan to me. It's just very special to me. I will never get rid of this, and it's actually one of my favorite Hampton Bay fans out there, to be honest. And what I really like about this fan is the blade arms. I really find that to be really unique. It's not like something that you see on every other fan. I think this is the only fan that has this blade arm on it, so it is pretty. It's a bit different. It's not the same thing that every other fan uses. So yeah, I really like the switch housing on it as well. I like everything about this fan. Honestly, I love the shades. The only thing I just hate about it is the light socket on this fan is pretty small. I don't know what size it is. Like I know it's not candelabra, but yeah, this one's it's starting to get a bit yellowed. Same thing with the other one. But yeah, these are the same exact light bulbs I actually had in this fan back when it was installed. Because these are the only lights that I have that would fit it. Because I bought it for that exact reason to use them on this. Now that light bulb right there is actually burnt out. When I first put this fan together, and I put the lights back in it. I had this light bulb right here and that one over there. It didn't turn on, so I thought I'd swap them just in case. And then it did turn on, but then it burnt out. So yeah. Something I'm not gonna miss. The noisy people who walk by here, because where we're moving, it's a very quiet area. It's actually like very close to here. I couldn't even walk by here, but yeah. This fan was bought in February 2008. I don't know if I said this already, but the fan itself was actually manufactured in September of 2005. So I find that to be a bit odd, or maybe just the motor was made in 2005. Because I noticed that there's some fans that the motor was made earlier before there was the Carriage House 2 that was in the iron finish that came out in 2006, but the motor of it was actually made in 2004. And there's more behind that fan, so stay tuned for more videos for that one. Okay, that'll be a fan that I do a video of someday. So yeah. So let me go ahead and show the light working. And it has the 3-way switch on this. First two. And something I really like about this fan is when it had the original light bulbs that it came with, it was like the clear light bulbs. It will make a very unique design around the room because of the shades. So that is something that I really liked about this fan. But now that I have I don't have the clear light bulbs on it. It doesn't do that no more. But yeah. Even though I like this fan a lot better with the rose was high, I really do like how it looks with the oak. It really makes it look more it really reminds me of the fans in the 90s that were unique looking. Now for this side, just one that's working. Now for all four. And what pushed me to actually get this fan was there's a bar club, something like that, nearby me that when I was a kid, when I played basketball, they would always they give all the kids trophies, and that's the place they would always hold the place to give out trophies and stuff. And I would always see these fans, and I just fell in love with them. It's like the same. It's like a very 90s looking place, so I really liked how they looked there. So that's what really persuaded me to get them. I do have a video of them, but I actually do need to do a remake of them because the video was pretty bad. Recorded back in like 2013 or 14, one of those 2 years. I think it was 2014, but it was like right before I moved up to the iPhone 5, which is what I have now. That was recorded back on my iPhone 4, and right now I'm using the iPhone 6, which is my mom's phone. But yeah, I will record those fans maybe sometime later on this year. I hope to do that because they are those are big childhood fans as well. I'm glad that they still have them there. So yeah, let me go ahead and shut off the light. And move the fan up to low. We'll start the fan off on low, that is. So But yeah, it's just like this fan. I've had it for so many years. I remember so many like memories of this fan being here or being installed. It is one of my favorite modern fans that they made. Like it just had like so many unique features. Like it is. It kind of looks like a transition into like the 90s into the 2000s. And that's what I really like about this fan. Although I like this. Honestly, I like the original Carriage House a lot, but I like this one just a little bit more because I just have more of an attachment to it. Now I do plan to get this fan and all the other finishes that it came out in, white and brass, iron, and brushed nickel. And actually, before I got the white Glendale for my bedroom, that was actually the other fan I was thinking about getting. I was debating on getting either a brushed nickel Carriage House 2 or a white Glendale. I just finally just get the Glendale just to have something different, and also because I've always wanted a fan that was white with bleach oak blades. So, but yeah, they don't. I can always they still sell them online. I can always just find one at Habitat. Yeah. So yeah, this was actually the fourth fan that I recorded on for the channel back in January 2013. And it is wobbling a little bit on low, but I actually never did that when I was installed. The only reason why I was doing it because it's being floor tested. Sometimes the fans that I floor test, they wobble a little bit more because they're not secured to like an electrical box. And also because it's upside down usually. So yeah. It's kind of like the Dynasty Hugger and the Code Up Stratosphere. They kind of did wobble quite a bit more. I noticed Code Up did, but the Dynasty didn't really wobble too much because it was in perfect alignment. And Code Up had somewhat bent blades from what I remember. But yeah, just seeing this fan put back together, it just reminds me of so many memories I had in this house. So that's just the main reason why I wanted this to be the last fan that I floor test. It's kind of like a way to close off floor testing in this place until I move up to the move out into the new place next week. Actually, a week from today or tomorrow, to be exact. I don't know if I'm going to be able to floor test any other fans because we really need to start getting stuff out of here. We already got some of the stuff moved in. But yeah, I really just also I just don't want to keep testing fans. I actually need to move my fans over there. So I feel like this will be the best time to do the last video of the floor testing fans here, or fans that I floor test actually. And I feel like this is the best one to do because I have so many attachments to this fan. It's really special to me. And also I never did get around to floor testing this fan. So I feel like this is the perfect time to do it. And then, so this is like all the fans that I've tested here have already been done. And then once I get into the new place, I test the fans that I haven't recorded yet. So I do have some more coming in soon. Some of them I've already paid for it, so they just need to be shipped out. So I'm saving up to get the other ones, and yeah. Yeah, it's never wobbled this much on no, so let me go ahead and show it with the light while it's on no. Yeah, I was debating. Yeah, like when that light burnt out, I was just like, you know what? I'm not even gonna bother replacing it because I don't think CVS has light bulbs this size, and they were pretty expensive. They're like maybe $8 just for two of them because they're so small, and I was not in the mood to spend $8 on it. If it was the incandescent ones like that, I would. But the other thing is, I'm not really using this fan anymore, and this is actually the only fan that has this that needs this type of light bulb in it, like for those size. So I'm like, so I didn't really feel like it was necessary to just get a replacement for one light bulb. Yeah, it is a very nice fan. I really like it a lot. It's actually moving the curtains a little bit, and barely any of my fans that I floor tested actually moved the curtains all down low. So that is that is a pretty good sign. I do feel a nice little breeze from it over here too. Okay, maybe shut off the light, move the fan up to medium. And this video is going to be long. I'm sorry, guys, but I feel like I shouldn't make a short video of this fan because I haven't recorded it for quite a while, and this is going to be the last floor testing video I do here, so after this I'm going to make them shorter from now on. The only thing I just don't like about this fan is I mean, it's not that I dislike it. Actually, to be honest, I actually kind of like it when some fans have the blade sag a little bit. I don't know. It's just something that I like. It's kind of like a unique characteristic to them, in my opinion. I mean, if this fan didn't have droopy blades or like blade that sag, I feel like people want to hate it. Won't be like, oh, it's a junk fan, stuff like that. This is basically how people feel about the Huntington 3. Another fan that I want. I am trying to get one in polished brass soon. I really want one of those pretty badly. That one, the white one, the verde one, the mahogany, the gilded mahogany one, and antique brass one, I think, and the white and brass one. Yeah, basically brushed nickel. I wanted a lot as a kid, but I just been seeing so many of them on YouTube now. But it's not, and I'm just not too big on them no more. But I wouldn't mind having one, since I only have one brushed nickel fan. So yeah. And medium the speed on this fan is actually pretty fast. No, not so many fans really go this fast on medium, from what I've noticed. What the fans that I've tested, that is. Yeah, I remember like when I took this down, I posted on the Facebook group. It was like, and people were like so excited that I finally took this down and put it up with a vintage fan. But yeah, this fan honestly is actually a pretty good air move. It's actually, for a hugger fan, it's probably one of the best one of the best huggers I've actually tested air movement wise. The quality, it's decent, but it does move a good amount of air, and I feel like that's what matters the most. It's actually making my hair move around a bit, so not so many fans even do that. Current's moving quite a bit, and potions on a low profile are moving very little, and not so many fans even do that on medium. So yeah. Yeah. I honestly wouldn't mind putting this, like, if I had like a little game room in my new whenever I get my own house, I wouldn't mind putting this up in there. Even, yes, it's a Hampton Bay, but for me, if whatever fans I put up, I want them to be like either childhood fans or something that looks like a childhood fan. And this is actually something that looks like a childhood fan. So yeah, let me go ahead and show it with the light. Oh, it's on medium. Yeah, I do want to get a Landmark 3 Plus, the brass, the unpolished brass one. I might wait for them to go clearance. I know some Home Depots will stop carrying them. Tommy bought it, aka the Ceiling Fan page. He sent me a page on Facebook that they took down the one on display. They like just put it on the ground, so like something like that. So whenever the one near me, the Home Depot near me has them on clearance, I'll get one. I know they're horrible fans, but they're just so like, they remind me a lot of the childhood fans that I would see. And that's like that's actually like one of the only older Hampton Bay fans I still have that I liked the one as a child when I was a kid. So that's why I want one. I want one in white too. Those are big. I can find one soon. So yeah. Although I do prefer getting one. I wouldn't mind getting one used, but I'd rather just get one that doesn't have any issues with it. Cause I don't know if it has like a back capacitor, if it's a used one. Alright, let me go ahead and move this fan up to high. Spin down is probably going to be very long on this fan since I've used it a lot over the years. The spin down on this is like probably 3 times the length of the Hunter fans that I have installed. I've never had a startup sound like this. Yeah, it does go actually pretty fast. It's actually a lot faster than the low profile in my living room. It probably goes just as fast as it actually is just as fast as the Infinity and the Passport 2. Like the other Hunter fans that I have. Just as fast as those, to be honest. Oh wow, it's actually moving a ton of air. Wow, I'm surprised. Well, actually, not surprisingly, I remembered back when it was installed that they moved it out of air. But now that I have more experience of fans that move better air movement, I didn't think I actually wanted to see if it was still a good air mover. Now that I have experience with better quality fans, and I'm actually it is a cheaply made fan. I know that, but the air movement's actually pretty good, so it does make up for the cheapness of this fan. Honestly, if you find well, this one also has the older. It's a 2005 motor, so that's could also be the other reason why it's moving a lot of air. Because the fan was around 2008, back when Hampton Bay went downhill. Well, they were always a cheaper brand, but they became even worse. But so the fact that the motor is even older is actually like right before that happened. So that's, I mean, this is actually more powerful than the newer Hunter too. So yeah, the motors in these older Hampton Bay fans are actually pretty good. Yeah, I remember when this fan was installed, it would have a decently long spin down. So I don't know if it would be that long because it's been off. It hasn't been used for over a year now. Oh wow, it's actually moving. The currents are moving a lot, and pro chain's moving pretty decently on the low profile. It's definitely one of my most powerful fans that I floor tested. Like it's like around the same area as the close to 100 fan air movement, to be honest. I'm actually not joking. The air movement's actually pretty similar to the 100 fans that I have. Probably the same. It's like around Hampton Bay Cameron 2 and Hunter, like around those two. The, I was like, it's actually a pretty powerful hugger fan too. Also, I'm actually very impressed. Like I remember it being a good air mover, but it's been a while since I felt the air movement from this, so I figured, oh, since I have 100 fans now, it probably isn't. It probably won't feel like a good air movement to me, but actually, it's still a pretty good air movement to me, to be honest. And that's one of these days that like I might put this even in the kitchen of a new place just to see, do a video of the low profile and this running it to see which one's more powerful. It wouldn't be up that long. I would prefer the Passport 2, the brass one in the kitchen, but just to see, or even when I get my own place, I would do that. In fact, I wouldn't even mind this in the kitchen too, like so. Cause it does move a pretty good amount of air, so that's just really what matters to me. A fan, even if it's a cheap fan, as long as it moves a good amount of air, that's all that matters to me. That's really, cause that's what a fan is. It's made to move air. It's not made to be the best quality fan. That's not the job of a fan to be good quality. The job of a fan is to move a good amount of air. And for me, this is what this fan does. It definitely does the job pretty well. Oh gosh. Yeah, you guys have never heard that, but the birds sometimes make like a squeaky noise. There's a female. Usually the females do that. I've never seen the males do that. Oh, once in a while, but females do it more often. Wow, it is moving a great amount of air. I'm very impressed. I've always known that this fan is a good air mover, despite what other people think about it in the fan community. But yeah, this is actually pretty close to the air movement of the local file. I'm not exaggerating at all. You can see the current right there moving a bit. And there are some fans that I have floor tested that they move the currents, but not as much as that. They move them like very little. Yeah, basically the motor's like bouncing back and forth like this. Alright, maybe go ahead and throw it up to white while it's on high. I did wish that the other one didn't burn out, because it would be nice if all four of them were working, but I'm actually surprised that both of them. I'm actually surprised that only one of them burnt out. Cause I knew that they were like right before I took this fan out, took this fan down. That they were probably they were like about to give out and stuff. But I mean, if you found one out of the habitat, and it's like before the year 2008, I would actually recommend getting one not to keep, but like you could, it would definitely be a good fan for replacement stock. So it definitely does move a good amount of air, and that's so like if you kind of like replace it for like a Hunter fan, like a, or a Casablanca fan, this is definitely a good fan to offer for replacement stock. To be honest. Yeah, it's definitely a great animal. This is probably my after. This is like between this fan right here is like a tie between the Hampton Bay Camera 2 and honestly like in the air movement. Yeah, I'm very impressed. I didn't remember it being this powerful, but I actually thought it would seem less powerful now that I have Hunter fans installed. Yeah, that was just the main issue that it had because the ceiling here was messed up. If it was on a ceiling and it was level, it probably wouldn't be doing that. Gosh, hold on. I wouldn't scrape that badly, but like when it was spinning, it would like quick ding, 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 and then sometimes it would be loud like that. So my mom was like, really, me and my mom got annoyed that we like I would have to just take it apart just to tighten it back up. But yeah, my mom actually recognized this when I put it together. She was like, "Oh, I remember that," and she really recognizes the fans that I have. So the fact that she recognized this was actually kind of neat because she doesn't really pay attention to them, but she actually remembers this one. So it was not like just like seeing it. She remembered that this was the one that was in the living room. It's been up for so many years, so that's probably why she remembers it. But yeah, it's just seeing this film put back together just reminds me so many years, like so many memories I've had in this place. It's a very important film to me. It's probably it's like just as important to me as the Hampton Bay Carousel, even though the Carousel has been with me a lot longer. I think this one was actually installed a lot longer, to be honest. The Carousel was up from 2001 until 2008. This was up until 2008, up until 2014. So yeah, right around the same. They were up for about the same amount of time, but yeah, this is probably just as special to me as the Carousel, but the Carousel is just more special to me because I had it since I was a little kid. This one I had when I was like about 11 years old. So yeah. Yeah, I have no idea though why the blades are like losing. Some of the blades are losing coloration like that. The rosewood side's fine, but the oak side's I don't know why it's doing that. It's definitely one of my favorite Hampton Bay fans out there. Like one of my top 5 favorite fans from Hampton Bay, to be honest. I don't know which ones are like the other top 5, but this is definitely like one of my favorite fans from Hampton Bay. I have a bad feeling that the spin down's going to be a lot longer than this fan than I expected. Since the bearings are very broken in and stuff. So, and this fan was used a lot over the years, so yeah. Spin down on this fan's probably just as long as the Discovery, and you guys actually never saw the spin down for the Hunter Discovery, so that will be something I do at the new place. I will be testing it there sometime in the future. Don't know when, but sometime this year you guys will see it again. Hopefully. I actually have always wanted to see this fan without a white kit on it. I know they made them like when I first made them, they had them without they had it with like a switch cap that if you didn't want to white. All the other Hampton Bay fans did that as well, but over time they started to make it that it has to be with. If it comes to white, you can only use it with the white. You can't make. You won't have the option to change it, like make it that you don't have a light on it. Oh, yikes! 30-minute video. Yikes. It's for me. It's worth it because, well, I don't know if you guys are gonna enjoy this, but you know what? It's just like a way for me to you kind of like you live all, like you kind of like feel the same memories and emotions that I felt from all of these years of the fans that I've had here. So yeah, it's come to a complete stop. So that'll be the end of this video. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more videos to come.